In today's modern world, it's not surprising that advertisements are everywhere. And while at times they can be annoying due to interruptions, whether it's blocking your screen while trying to read an article, they come up in the middle of a game, or they pop up while you're watching a YouTube video, that's not the only reason why we find ads so annoying, though. So today I'm here to answer the question, why are modern ads so annoying? Now, before I answer that question, let me ask you this. What made old ads so good? And what I mean by this is why do people love the old Pepsi ads, but not as much for the newer ones? Well, let's go back to the 60s, because all the way back in 1961, Pepsi launched a new ad campaign. Now it's Pepsi for those who think young, ads specifically targeted to the baby boomer generation. Now, the reason why this ad works can be broken down a little bit. Number one, by doing this, Pepsi went from a corporate competitor to a symbol of culture. Two, Pepsi solidified itself as an alternative to everything else that was mainstream. And number three, it targeted youngsters who are more impressionable and can be convinced to buy Pepsi easier than an adult can. Now, that's just one example of successful marketing, as Pepsi knows what they're doing. Now, let's take a look at current Pepsi marketing.
Hey, grab me one too.
As you can see, it's not bad per se. I think the issue people have with these new ads, aside from nostalgia, which is a whole nother beast, is that it feels too modernized. What am I talking about? Well, if we look at old ads, there's something different. Something that is very important and is one of the core elements of advertisement that people don't really talk about anymore. That being what you're actually advertising for. In the case of Pepsi, you're not just advertising for the drink, you're also advertising everything surrounding the drink. As I mentioned earlier, one of the things Pepsi did to appeal to their audience was to make Pepsi seem like an icon of culture. Pepsi was not just a drink, it was a symbol of the youth. Now it feels a little more like they're solely advertising the drink, and while they show people partying and having a good time and, drinking Pepsi during all that, it's a lot broader than it used to be back in the Those Who Think Young days. Now, am I saying overall that this ad is flawed? I mean, yeah, I guess I kind of am. So, as we saw in the last segment, ads can actually be mildly entertaining to watch and actually appealing. In that case, can banner ads and website ads do the same? Hard to say. Let's go through a scenario most people have before. Say you're minding your own business on some website, and suddenly you're hit with a crap ton of ads just blocking the entire site. Now, maybe it doesn't make it as inaccessible as I make it sound, but it sure is annoying. And one of the reasons for that may be the fact that the ads don't even feel genuine. Tons and tons and tons of them just feel like they're luring you in for some sort of scam or otherwise sketchy purchase. I know whenever I was on some wiki for a game I really liked as a kid, I kept getting advertisements for like women's underwear and such. Kind of gross. They also don't even feel like advertisements, just obstacles to my reading. Now, I say all this not to hate on modern ads, but to show why some might. I actually recently saw a few Neutrogena ads that I thought did a good job with how they advertise their product. They have a nice campaign going on. I might make a short on it, feels like a good idea. But in conclusion, I'll say I'm somewhat disappointed with you, Pepsi. You know better. Just kidding. My actual point is that companies used to know what they were advertising. Now they seem to have forgotten their old ads' original value. That's what I would say, but those companies have always known what they were doing. There seems to be no reason for the decline, but what do you do? Anyway, here's the citation for my video, how I created it. It was originally an essay before I turned it into the video, and goodbye.